What's good, guys? Prince Sports. Now, I saw an article a couple days ago. They was talking about the top 10 best boxers of the past 30 years. Okay? And we're going to rock with this list and see if you guys could agree with this list or you think this list is a little suspect. So, are you sold on this list or are you not sold on this list? So, number 10 was none other than Canelo Alvarez, okay? Y'all know how Canelo get down, all right? He battled some of the best boxers a little early on in his career, lost to Floyd, but from there on, he went undefeated after Floyd. He beat Triple G, so that's another big win over his belt. My biggest criticism of Canelo, I think Canelo could have been facing a little more athletic fighters, and I think he kind of ducked some athletic fighters. But nevertheless, he's on the list that's number 10 for top 30 in the 30 years. Number 9, Evander Holyfield. Now, after seeing him get basically the brakes beat off by himself, because this guy was throwing punches and punching the air, it was really looking bad for Mr. Evander Holyfield, man. He really looked it bad out there on these boxing streets. But he is at number 9. Number 8 is Lennox Lewis, okay? One of the great heavyweights of the past. I'm solid with him being on that list. Number 7, Phoenix Trinidad. Phoenix Trinidad is a boxer that I thought career ended a little too early. He had a lot of potential. I never thought he really reached the potential that he could have reached. But nevertheless, he's on that list at number 7. Number 6, Oscar De La Hoya. Okay? He's on that list, guy that has a statue outside the Staples Center. Okay, so much respect to Oscar. I thought he stayed into the boxing game a little too long to a point that he was taking L's and getting defeated by some people that he shouldn't have been boxing with no more. But at least he had the guts to go out there and test himself against the best young fighters there was at the time. He's responsible for launching Floyd Mayweather's career. Okay? Number 5, Pernell Whitaker, Mr. Defense. Okay, he had a light punch, but he had defense. And he was almost a better defensive fighter than Floyd Mayweather because he was defense in the pocket. That's what I like about him. All right. Number 4, Bernard Hopkins, Mr. Legend, a guy that lasted in the game for a very long time, kept it moving, and got nothing but respect for Bernard Hopkins, man. He boxed a little too long as well, but he's on the list. Okay. Number 3, Roy Jones Jr. They say I never fight nobody. That's because I make him look like nobody. That's his famous quote. Roy Jones Jr. was one of the best boxers in the world at one point. He's another guy that stayed in the game way too long, and it cost him. So, but I'm cool with him being on his list. Number 2 is Floyd Mayweather. Okay, according to this list, Floyd Mayweather ranks as number 2 best boxer of the last 30 years. And number 1, none other than Manny Pacquiao is ranked as the best boxer for the past 30 years. And I keep telling y'all, people love and respect Manny Pacquiao way more than they respect Floyd. Okay, and so like I was saying, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, the most respected boxer in the game, okay, reason why people like him so much is not because his win and losses on the record. You could go undefeated and still not be recognized as the GOAT in sport of boxing, because boxing is much more than just wins and losses. It's legacy. It's who you fought, who you went toe to toe with. Okay, who did you had classic battles with, wars with? Because boxing is an event sport. It's a sport where people pay to be entertained. Okay, they don't necessarily care about who wins or who loses. Okay, yes, that does count. It adds on to your legacy. But boxing was always about who you faced and when did you face these people and how did you beat some of these people. Because boxing could go either way in a lot of situations. You could be an older guy and lose to a younger guy, and it is what it is in those cases. The younger guy's supposed to win when you're getting old. But Manny is a legend in the game. And this goes to show you, on this list, this is not my list. This is a list of people's opinion, okay? The top best boxers in the past 30 years. Manny Pacquiao comes in as number one. You know, the most respected, a true warrior. People just love the guy, you know? That's why I say, how you do things in sports is going to be how people perceive you, okay? Floyd Mayweather has a lot of red check marks on his legacy. It is what it is. But do you agree with this list? Prince Sports out. Peace.